Hello, this is Mr. Leopold. I'm here to talk about distributive property. So what's the bottom line for distributive property? Well, let's suppose you have something like this here, 2 times 3 plus 2. How would you use the distributive property? Well, first off, if you look down here, anybody remember the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally? That means when you have some kind of a equation, first you do the parentheses and then exponents, and then multiply and divide, and then add and subtract. So here we would do the parenthesis first, so you would say 3 plus 2 is 5, 2 times 5 is 10, right? Well, the distributive property is doing it a little different way. You go 2 times the 3, like the arrow, plus 2 times the 2. And there's different reasons why we want to do this, so you'll see a little later. But if you do it that way, you'll see it's 3 times 2, or 6, plus 2 times 2, or 4, and then you can say 6 plus 4 equals 10. So that's the distributive property where you distribute this number on the other two. So next, what's the deal about the variables, all these x's and letters? Well, here's an example of how you might use a variable. In football, you get 6 points for each touchdown. So the points you score, may say a running back, you'd say score 6 points times the number of touchdowns he scores. So you could use a variable there because you don't know how many he's going to score this game. So 6 times t, or 6x. So if he scored 1 touchdown, 6 points. If he scored 2 touchdowns, 12 points, and so on. So that's why we use variables. So how does it? So if you put this together, here's a kind of a funny example I'm going to show you here. If you look up at the webcam, you can see I have 2 sticks and 3 fuzzies. Now if I want to multiply this by 2, I say 2 times what's in this bag here. And so you notice I have parentheses, I'm multiplying 2 times what's in the bag. What would you get? Well, you get 2 times 2 sticks, you get 4 sticks, and then the 2 times 3 fuzzies, and you get 6 fuzzies. So just a second here. To write this as an equation, we could use a variable like S for sticks and F for fuzzies. So you can see how it would be like 4 fuzzies and 6, or 4 sticks and 6 fuzzies. It's like a tongue twister there. But you get the idea. So the main thing about distributive property is this number times the first one plus the same number times the next one. So in this case, you can't add these two together. They're two different things. You can't add sticks and fuzzies. So that's why you'd have to use the distributive property, and this would be your answer. You can't combine these anymore. That's the answer. So now how would you do this for a normal equation? Okay. Well, what I want you to do is when you're using this distributive property, I want you to draw little arrows here on the paper or whatever you're using. 2 times the 3x, and then plus 2 times 2. And so you would get 6x plus 4. You see that? So I want everyone to draw the arrows so you can see what distributive property is. And another example here, if you used a different letter, a different variable like b, you do the same thing. You'd get 5b plus a negative 3. You can think of that as minus 3 or plus a negative 3. And we'll deal more with negative numbers later, but you'd get the negative 15. So your answer there would be 5b either minus 15 or 5b plus a negative 15. It's the same thing. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to work on the distributive property and your OLS, your online lessons, and I want you to, you're going to show the distributive property by drawing the arrows here for these problems, and then get your answer. So I want you to write down your answers and bring them to Class Connect, please. So thank you very much for your time. So you're going to write this down on paper again and draw these little arrows and write your answers. And then we get into Class Connect, I'll say, what did you get for your answer? And you can just kind of write your answers on the board here. So thank you very much for your time, and have a great day. Goodbye.